Hi everybody, welcome to EZLynx Live. I'm your host Ryan Buchma. On today's show, we're going to be talking about EVA and all the different AI features that we have in EZLynx that you can utilize today as part of your advanced package with EZLynx. You know, as we move towards an age of automation and artificial intelligence, your customers expect your agency to be very responsive and to get them answers quickly. The name of the game now is speed. You've got to get things out the door, and it can be hard. It can be hard with all the different hats that everybody has to wear at an agency, with all the different things that happen throughout the year on an account, trying to understand where you are when a customer calls in that you haven't talked to in 4 or 5 months. I got to get back up to speed on where we are. So we have some amazing tools, some great features in EZLynx that leverage artificial intelligence to help you better do your job. And the important thing to call out here is that these aren't replacing you, right? You're utilizing these items as a tool to help you do a better job. That's it. That's all they're there for, just to help you get better at being able to service your customers and create great content. So the first thing I want to jump into today is I want to look at some of the settings that control EVA, and that's going to be your EZLynx Virtual Agent. That's what we term our AI feature in EZLynx. But there are some important settings to look at before we start jumping into all the great things that we have. So let's jump in real quick to the system. Let's pull up EZLynx and let's look real quick at the settings. And then I want to take a little bit of a trip down memory lane to the very first EVA feature that we ever had in EZLynx, which was years ago, a long time ago. EZLynx has been doing AI for quite a while. So I want to jump into those two things real quick here. So let's get into the system. So before you get going leveraging these amazing AI tools that we have in EZLynx, the first thing I want to kind of point out is let's go over to, let's set up some settings real quick. So if we go over to our communication center, come on down right here to where it says Virtual Agent. That's the EZLynx Virtual Agent, EVA. There's a couple of things that you can do here. First off, you can choose to enable the virtual agent to respond to questions that come in, like, I need my ID card. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a moment. But this is where you can turn that on or turn it off. You can also enable this great thing here called business hours. Why is business hours important? Well, what you don't want to have happen is EVA interrupt a conversation or a text message that you're having with one of your clients during the day. Might look a little awkward if you're texting back and forth and then all of a sudden the AI tool comes in and texts on top of you. So that's what this allows you to do here. And I really encourage you to set this up. This is a great way to be able to maintain that personal touch that you have with your clients during the normal business hours. And then outside of those business hours or on the weekends, let the virtual agent handle any requests for like an ID card or you know, any of the policy information. So let's jump in real quick. Let's pull up a customer I've been playing with. It's myself right there. There we go, Ryan Buchma. Now, like I had mentioned, we wanted to take a little bit of a trek down old memory lane. One of the very first things EVA did back in the day was it automated the ability to generate ID cards and send them out. This was this was years ago that we created this, and that's basically what EVA started as, and now it's morphed into all of these amazing AI features throughout the system. But with respect to the automated text messaging, if I open up our text message pane right there, you can see a conversation that I've had back and forth with EVA when I come down here and I say, hey, I need to get my ID cards. Thank you. I need my ID card. What vehicle do you need it for? I need it for my Audi. And then EVA, when I had this set to not having the business hours set, EVA grabbed those ID cards and they generated them for me, right? And then I even asked for, I need my wife's car as well. It's the BMW. Boom. And it automatically sent me on my phone, texting back and forth with the EVA Virtual Agent. It sent me my ID cards. This is an amazing time saver. How often do people call in and asking you to send them, hey, can you give me my ID card? And it could be for a number of things. Maybe they were pulled over, or they're getting their inspection done on their car and they need the ID card for proof of insurance. Turning this on and allowing the system to handle this for you is a time saver. I do encourage you, make sure that you manage, like we showed back over here, make sure that you manage when you want EVA responding and when you don't want it responding. It's always good to have office hours set and then allow EVA to respond to the ID card requests when you're not there to help keep your clients serviced when you're not available. During the lifespan of an account at your agency, a whole lot of different things can happen, right? Throughout the course of a year, you could add a bunch of notes and different tasks about conversations that you've had with your insured. You could maybe utilize the Outlook or the Gmail add-in and associate emails that have happened back and forth with your client throughout the year. Heck, you can even have a whole bunch of different text conversations back and forth with your customers. The point here is that over the course of a year, a whole lot of stuff can happen on an account. But what happens when you're out of office? What if you're out of office either on vacation or you're out visiting with another client and your client calls into the office? Somebody has to field that call, but somebody also has to get up to speed on what's been happening on that account really quick, because they got to be able to either respond to whomever's calling in, give them an answer, or point them in the next steps or the next right direction. So I'd like to jump into the system real quick and talk about the EVA account summarization. This is an amazing feature that we have in EZLynx that allows you to get a quick snapshot and get caught up on what's been happening on an account. We've made a lot of great enhancements to this feature throughout the year. Some of y'all might not be aware of those, so I'd like to take some time to show you how this can really help save time at your agency. This is an extremely powerful tool. So let's hop back into EZLynx. All right, so we're back here in our Ryan Buikema account where, remember earlier, we had talked about the text messaging and how EVA can automate some of the sending of ID cards. That's going to be really important as we talk here about account summarization. So like I had mentioned, what happens if you're out of the office and a CSR or somebody has to get caught up on this account because Ryan calls in? And it's a lot to get caught up on. If we go over to the activity tab, notice that we have a bunch of texts, we have some emails, we have some tasks that have been set up. We got a lot of stuff to try to read through here. And you don't always have the convenience of time, especially if somebody either came in or they're on the phone and you need to get caught up on stuff, right? So maybe the client is asking about, hey, I didn't get those ID cards. I was supposed to get some ID cards that you were going to send over. And you're as a CSR trying to figure out, well, what has happened? The Catch Me Up feature is amazing. If we click on this right here, what EVA is going to do is it's going to look through and look at right off the bat. It knows that, oh, hey, there were ID cards that were sent to them right here. Now, what's neat about this is I can look at this from a 12-month, 3-month, 1 month, or just last week. Let's go to like a 12-month. So I can look at over the course of a year, this is what has been happening on this account. And I can quickly read into it, and then I can give Ryan different answers if he has questions for me. But again, Ryan called in with a question about, hey, I was supposed to get some ID cards from you guys. What happened to them? I had a conversation last week. Easy. We can go right in here. We can look at last week and say, what happened last week? Oh, the ID cards were actually sent. We can also whittle this down to be able to see, well, how were they sent? Let's go. Were they sent via text message? Boom. Yep. The customer requested ID cards to be sent, including a BMW and an Audi. So I can be able to tell Ryan, oh, hey, by the way, Ryan, we sent those. You should have them as a text. They should have come over that way. EVA should have sent those to you. So this is an amazing tool because it allows you to get a quick summary of not just maybe I just want texts, or maybe I just want to see what's been going on from a note standpoint on the account. I can look at all the different notes. I can then pull that back to, say, a 12-month view and be able to see all the different notes that have been happening on this account. So the account summarization is extremely powerful, and it definitely saves you time trying to just figure out what's been going on an account when you're not the one who's been working on it on a day-to-day stance. Or let's just say this is a customer who hasn't contacted you in a while and you just want to know what's been happening. This feature is amazing to be able to leverage at your agency. Our next EVA feature I'd like to talk about is our EVA Email Content Assist. And this is aimed to help you craft emails at your agency. You know, when you're trying to compose an email or a campaign from scratch, it's hard to understand sometimes where to get started. What should I include in it? And that's what this tool allows you to do. This tool allows you and helps you create content for your email campaigns or your one-off emails. And that's great. That takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. So let's jump back into the system, and I'd like to show everybody our EVA Email Content Assist real quick. I'm excited to show you 3 brand new AI-fueled features from EZLynx. Each of these features was designed to save your agency precious time and improve results. If you're not already familiar with EVA, let's dive right in and show you what the EZLynx Virtual Assistant can do for you and your agency. First up, we have the EVA Email Content Assist. Often at times, you might find it difficult to figure out, well, where do I get started when I'm drafting an email? And this can be for the campaigns that you create inside of EZLynx. This can be for one-off emails or follow-ups that you do. It can be a little tough to figure out, where do I get started? Well, not anymore. EVA Email Content Assist helps you create professional emails within seconds with the EVA AI-powered Email Content Assist. So, real quick, let's show you how that's done. On the account that you're looking at, we have some renewals that are coming up. Specifically, I want to focus on the homeowner renewal. So what if we wanted to draft a campaign to show, highlight what's going to be happening during those renewals, right? Easy. If we go up here to Communication Center and we come down here to our templates, we can actually build out a template that we can reuse, and we can leverage EVA to be able to do that. So click on Create Email Template. Come right down here to Generate Content with EVA. You have a couple of options. You can enter in your own prompt and tell it what you want it to do. You can make it casual, you can make it formal, you can make it short, medium, long. You choose what you want. You can also select from a predetermined list that we have. So let's see if we have anything in here for renewals. Oh, look, we do. This already has some basic prompts already put in here so that it'll generate basically a renewal for homeowners insurance. So let's go ahead and click right. So what's happening right now is EVA is generating that content for us, and it's saving us some time. It will include in what it creates your agency's, your actual recipient's name. It'll have the agency information. It'll even have your producer's information as well, which is great. But there's a couple of things you can do with this. If you don't like how this is, you can actually tell it to, hey, make it more casual for me. EVA will go into the system, it'll update that email, and it'll change it around to make it more casual if you'd like. We also have an amazing ability. Let's say, for example, you have some customers who are Spanish speaking. Might be hard to be able to draft an email for our Spanish speaking customers. Not anymore. If we tell it to translate to Spanish for us, it's going to do that. It's going to generate an email campaign or an individual email. It'll take what's there and it'll translate it to Spanish. This is an amazing, powerful tool that we have here in EZLynx, and I hope you guys take advantage of the EVA Email Content Assist today. Now, some of you might be aware of this. We do have a couple of plugins in the market. One is for Outlook, to be able to connect your Outlook to your EZLynx account. Why is that a great idea? Well, when customers email your Outlook inbox, you can actually associate those emails to accounts in your system, actually associate them over and make them into your activities, which takes out a lot of the old copy and paste days you used to have. We also have the exact same integration for Gmail. So we didn't want to leave all of our Gmail customers out there without this amazing tool. But what we've been able to do as well is hook EVA into that. So now you have the ability with EVA to do email summarizations right there, the thread of that email, summarize it in the plugin, or you can actually get caught up on what's been happening on the account too. That way, if you're going to reply to one of your customers, you're going to be up to speed on exactly what's been happening. That way you have the best response versus having to actually log into the system and get caught up there. Now you can get caught up in the plugin. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to look at one of our newest integrations with this. Let's look at the Gmail add-in and let's show how the account summarization as well as the getting caught up on the account all works in this great AI feature that we have. So a lot of our agents have been asking us, hey, when do we get that same great EVA summarization, the EVA integration into the Gmail plugin like they have in the Outlook plugin? Well, that's what we have this quarter. We've now integrated EVA into the Gmail plugin so you can get some great summarization. So let's take a look at it. We're here in our Gmail account. We have an email. We'll go ahead and update, select that email. Notice it's the same workflow. I select the customer that this is associated to. But what Gmail is going to do is it's now leveraging our AI EVA to give a summary of this big email thread. Why is that important? Well, if you're emailing the agent or you're insured back and forth over the span of maybe a week or two, it's hard to remember what all has happened. This summary allows you to see a summary of that thread. You'll be able to get a clear picture of what that conversation is, especially if you're going to need to respond. The other great thing is that we do have, if you want to give EZLynx a little shout out that yes, this was good or not good, we appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. That lets us know if the summaries were good or not. The other thing that's very, very important here is if we come over here to our EVA integration, this is where I can get caught up on the account. Now, let's say a customer is emailing you, you're out in the field, you're utilizing the plugin, but you don't have time to go access their account in EZLynx to see what's been going on. You can now get that same great account level summary right here in the plugin. And what's amazing about that is not only is it summarizing what's been going on in the account in EZLynx, but it's also including the summary of that email as well. So I have the same great options where I can choose 3 months, 1 month, just last week's summary if I want to, and that's going to be able to help me get caught up on what's been going on the account, what's been happening here in this email thread, so that I can respond to the insured, prospect, whomever in the best possible way. And of course, down here with anything that we do from a summarization standpoint, leveraging EVA, we always ask, hey, give us a rating. Did it work? Did it not work? But we're excited to have this amazing functionality now here in Gmail, just like we have in the Outlook plugin. You'll be able to leverage it here as well. The last EVA AI feature that I'd like to talk about today isn't really something that generates content for your clients, and it doesn't do summarizations. What this does is this actually helps you understand the system. How often have you been the person at your agency who is the go-to person to teach people about how to use the system? Or you have a go-to person that you go to figure out like, hey, how do I create an email campaign? Or how do I create a task again and add a label to it? All these different questions about the system are extremely important, but sometimes it's hard to find that information. That's why you have a go-to person in the office, and it might be you or it might be a good colleague of yours. With our EVA Product Assist, you can ask EVA questions about the system, how to do things inside of EZLynx. Like I mentioned, creating an email campaign or adding a label onto a note and creating a task. All of those things can be leveraged through EVA. You can ask EVA a question, and EVA will give you step-by-step instructions on how to do those things. And that's great because it saves you time not having to hunt and go through all the different training materials. And you can be rest assured the content that you're going to get is coming directly from our fresh desk, all from our content library, so that you have access to all of the training material right there inside of EVA, and she'll give you step-by-step instructions. So let's log in, let's take a look at this. This is an extremely powerful feature that we have with EVA that a lot of agencies were turned on to at AppliedNet, and they love it. They're like, I didn't know that this existed. This saves me from having to hunt around the system to figure out how to do things. This is great. So let's jump in. This is a huge time saver for your agency. Now, I'm really excited to show off this one. The final AI feature I'd like to talk about today is the EVA Product Assistance. While in-product help is not new for EZLynx, sometimes the sheer quantity of educational materials can be overwhelming, especially when you have to find out how to do something and get right back to helping your customer. I'm going to show you a cool little trick. If we come up here to the right corner and click on this question mark and click Ask EVA, this is going to launch the EVA Product Assistance. You can utilize the suggested prompts we have to look up stuff, or let's just type one in here. Let me show you how this works. What the system is doing is EVA is going into all of our training material and it's pulling the step-by-step instructions on how to do something. So now I can look at how do I set up my Outlook plugin, and I can see the step-by-step instructions on how to do it. So I can go get that feature or that functionality set up and done or figured out how to use, and then I can get right back to helping my customer. Well, there you have it. We have some amazing AI features inside of EZLynx that are part of your advanced package. And I encourage you, if you have not tried any of these yet, jump on in. You know, probably one of the easiest ones to get used to is the one that we just talked about, the EZLynx, the EVA Product Assist. Just ask EVA a question on how to do something in the system, and EVA will give you step-by-step instructions. And that's one of the simple ones to do. And then maybe venture into account summarization. And then from that, venture into crafting emails if you want. You know, there's a lot of amazing tools that we have to make your job easier at the agency and help save you time. So I encourage you, please be leveraging those. If you don't have an advanced package and you love these AI features or are interested in getting set up with them, reach out to your sales rep. I'm sure they'll be glad to talk to you. They'll talk to you about the different options. But we really do have some amazing tools inside of EZLynx as part of EVA that you leverage AI to help make your job easier. So I encourage everybody, experiment, have some fun with them, try them out, see what you think. They really are going to make a difference at your agency. That's all the time we have for the show this month. Thank you so much for joining us. And as we say always here in Texas, we'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.